Life is full of surprises, and sometimes your dreams and plans are suddenly derailed by circumstances beyond your control. The life of Joseph is a powerful example that even in life's most challenging chapters, God is still at work. He's weaving his sovereign purposes through every twist and turn. As we continue our epic journey through the book of Genesis, we come to a pivotal moment in the unfolding of God's plan of redemption. Joseph, the beloved son of Jacob, is given a dream, a divine glimpse into a future where he will be exalted and his family will bow down to him. It's a stunning vision, but it also reveals Jacob's favoritism and further inflames his brother's jealousy. And yet, as Joseph's story unfolds, we see the path to this dream's fulfillment is anything but straightforward. Instead of a smooth journey to prominence, Joseph finds himself betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and carried off to Egypt. It's a shocking turn of events that seems to contradict everything that God had shown him. But here's the incredible truth. Even during this apparent detour, God was still at work. What Joseph's brothers intended for evil, God would ultimately use for good, not just for Joseph, but for the entire nation of Israel. As Joseph would later reflect, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. This is the great theme that runs throughout Joseph's story, and indeed throughout the entire narrative of Scripture. The sovereignty of God. From the very beginning, we see God working out his purposes even in the middle of the sinful choices and actions of human beings. The dysfunction of Joseph's family, the cruelty of his brothers, the injustice of enslavement, none of it was a surprise to God. In fact, God used each of these hardships to shape Joseph's character, position him for influence, and ultimately preserve the very family that had rejected him. It's a truth that should bring us great comfort and confidence in our own lives. No matter what the circumstances we find ourselves in, no matter how far off the course we feel, we can still trust that God is in control. He can redeem even the darkest chapters of our lives and weave them into his great tapestry of grace. I'm humbled and awestricken as I reflect on my own journey and how God was preparing me for his purposes long before I even knew him. As a young man, I had a natural gift for public speaking. I excelled in speech classes and even won a contest at the United Nations. But at the time, I had no relationship with God, no sense of his calling on my life. It wasn't until I was 18 years old that I had a life-changing encounter with Jesus. As I opened my heart to him, I felt a profound sense of his love and his purpose. I knew that he was calling me to proclaim his gospel to the nations, to share his truth with the world. Looking back, I can see how God was sovereign over every step of my journey. The skills I had developed, the experiences I had, none of it was wasted. God was preparing me, even in my unbelief, for the work he had ordained for me to do. Over the past 60 years, I've had the incredible privilege of sharing the gospel in more than 80 countries, witnessing firsthand the very power of God to transform lives and nations. My dear friend, the same God who was sovereign over Joseph's story and my own is sovereign over yours as well. Whatever circumstances you find yourself in today, know that God is at work, leading and guiding you towards his great purposes. Your setbacks may be a setup for His glory to be revealed. Your detours may be the very path He's using to develop your character and deepen your faith. So take heart. The God who gave Joseph dreams is still speaking today. He is the God who can do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Trust in His sovereignty. Lean into His love and watch and wonder as He works all things together for your good and His glory.